Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here, and we are gonna do a franchise on MLB 17 here, and I've never played a franchise in this, and I know there's goals you have to do before you're actually fired. So we're going to do a new one. I'm going to use the I'm gonna use a saved roster that has the existing guys on there, and then as we scout, more people will come in the league. And I'm going to play with Chicago Cubs. Not because of their rank, but there's a lot of roster moves that will be happening in the next 2 seasons that I've observed in my Road to the Show season. And uh, we'll just have to attempt to keep the team together. Plus, the contract goal at the end of 3 seasons is a World Series win. Our yearly goal is a division win. So, let's look here. Yeah? Okay. It's off. Allow. That's off. Off. Allow that. Force trades. It's off. Designated hitter will be according to the league. And so we will do everything manual. And we will start with spring training. I will actually sim spring training, look at it, and give you a little slight overview before we start the first game. And what this will be is a cut down. We'll play a couple games. We'll also play the critical situations, and we will also sim. So it's going to be more of a sim series than a nuts and bolts in the series. When we get in the playoffs, I might change that. So, budget-wise, we have 562K a week. And let's look at the roster. So starting wise, Jake Arrieta. The biggest thing with him is he's going into free agency next season. And so keeping him will be one of our hardest things we attempt to do. I think he's going to want something in the ballpark of 18 to 20 million dollars, what he'll probably ask for. Next is John Lester, and remember, Arrieta and John Lester and John Lackey are all in their 30s, so that bodes something uh, bad for pitching here in Chicago, as these guys are going to start going down. So we're going to have to find some prospects to fill these holes, and pretty much we're going to rely on Kyle Hendricks for the most part. But one of the big things here in MLB 17 is there's expectations, and Lester wants to be an ace, so he's iffy about that. Close to home, he is from Washington, so he might end up trying to leave. He's satisfied. He likes his contract. He's meeting. He's healthy. Coaching. We might look at some coaching changes. John Lackey, another big guy, wants to be a rotation, so he's good. His contract is huge. And he goes into free agency next one. So we can actually change this up and save some money. Probably next season if we sign Johnny Lackey again. which we probably will attempt to. He wants to be a contender, healthy, yeah. And then Kyle Hendricks, pickup artist, night player, plays better at home. He wants to be an ace, and he does not like his contract. He has 2 years on before we go into arbitration. Uh, he wants top tier. Yeah, so it's pretty much his contract where he's getting angry about. And then we're going to roll with probably Brett Anderson as the fifth starter. Thing is, we don't have a solid fifth starter. Brett Anderson's from the Dodgers. How'd he do last year? Didn't really pitch all that much. Probably was injured, I believe. Rotation. Yeah. So he'll be starting here until he goes into free agency. Then we might look at someone else. Other starting pitchers. Alec Mills. Remember, this is spring training, so we have a lot of the rookies that are down at AAA participating. Satriani. Looks like a guy that might develop in the future. Buchanan, Butler. But yeah, we'll go into relief. Hector, this is our deepest position in the bullpen right now when it comes to overalls. Hector Rondon sells at limiting walks. He's really liking it here. It boosts his overall up to 4, and he goes into arbitration next year. Ahura from out of Boston. Now he's 41. We brought him in here as a possible setup guy, which he probably will end up being, and $6 million for him. He'll probably move on after this. Pedro Strop bullpen setup guy. We have him for 2 more years. Same thing with Grimm. Grimm's a decent guy. G overall, 79, so he's kind of hit his peak. We might see a little bit more out of him, but Grimm's a decent guy. Carl Edwards Jr., who actually had that win in the World Series last year, and he's wanting a contract boost from that, but otherwise, he's a decent guy we'll look to hold on. Rodriguez, Mike Montgomery might see any issues we have in the starting lineup. Mike Montgomery will end up being the guy that steps in and takes over that starting role. But Pena, Rosario, Brooks, Leather Snitch, we got some prospects down at our lower levels. Just nothing that is really big. Floro's 26 and has the potential for B. Pena is probably the closest one in the lower leagues, probably in AAA, who could be coming up. I mean, Edwards is just a relief guy. The closing pitcher, we have Wade Davis, which we'll probably also use if something happens to him. Hector Rondon and O'Hara as a closer. But we brought him over from Kansas City, I believe it was, yes, who last year had a 1.87 ERA, and I don't think he had any. He wasn't a closer over there in Kansas City. I think he was in relief. So he's going to come up over here. He is signed for just this year. So we might have to look at a prospect taking over that. So on to the regular roster. We have Wilson Contreras. Remember, Old Man Ross did retire at the end of the last season. So we'll have Wilson Contreras be the main one. We have Miguel Montero there. And a prospect over will be in AAA will be Carantini. First baseman Anthony Rizzo, just stellar. We're going to attempt to keep him. Taylor Davis, though, is another guy who excelled in my Road to the Show series, but we'll see how he develops here. Over at second base, Ben Zobrist and Javier Baez. So this is one of the things that we're going to have to worry about. He wants to be an everyday. I do like the fact that he's just a good all-around player, especially in field. I believe he is actually Zobrist is going to be better, but the thing is Zobrist can play out in the outfield, which I believe he was playing more in a left field role last year when Schwarber was hurt. And so it's going to be one of those things where probably going to let Javier Baez take the majority of the starts here. The young guy is 24. But also we have Ian Happ that's in AAA, and he's the star down there. And we'll see how he develops. He's a big prospect we'll have to pay attention to. And in real life, he is lighting it up. After that, a bunch of C's, 67 with Weeks, Chesney Young. Third baseman, Chris Bryant, young guy, 25 years old. One of the just big stars here in Chicago, and he can light it up. So we'll definitely be looking to keep him happy. And I believe he is signed for one more year. And then Rizzo is signed for 3. So really we don't have a lot to worry about there. Estella and Cesaro behind him, but uh, Jameer is pretty much the guy that looking like the prospect down that if something happens to Chris Bryant, he takes over at third base. And then we have Addison Russell, shortstop. He's unhappy because he's a platoon status, but he should be an everyday player for some reason. He's not in there. We'll have to change the lineup. That's one thing I'll do off camera. But other than that, we need to get something going at shortstop for our AAA club. In left field, Kyle Schwarber, 24 years old, 80 overall, good contact against right-hand hitters, and the power against right and left-hand hitters. He's going to be a guy that does a lot of work. And we have him for 3 years before arbitration. And then we have Eloy Jimenez here that's down at single A. Now, one thing I know that single A, they don't play, so I want to move him to double A. And then I want to move Burks down to actually, that's fine. I'll move him to double A. Because they do need players. They actually technically need one more player down at double A. Because we got a 40-man roster right now. And then in outfield, it's going to be a switch between John Jay and Robert Amora. We're going to see more of Robert Amora, but the thing is, we're going to play Amora against a lot of left-handed hitters than anything, and we'll try to develop some of these guys for some speed. Amora's a speed guy, I believe. He can probably put it on there. Yeah, 70. We can get his speed up. Jay came in over from the Cardinals, I believe. Actually, San Diego before the Cardinals. He batted 219, 26 ribbies with 2 shots, and an on-base percentage of 339. So it's a good pickup from San Diego. Looks like he started over there, and he is signed until the end of the year. So it's going to be one of those things that we're probably not going to invest too much in him. DJ Wilson here will also be moved up to double A. So he can get some development. And then from here, I'm not really worried about all that. So let's go into right field. It's going to be Jason Hayward and pretty much no one after that. But we have 2 prospects, which we were going to move him to double A, and we will move Jeffrey Baez down. And this is one thing, we got the 2B prospects here, Mark Zaginas and Eddie Martinez. We're doing some work. But looking at Jason Hayward, Contact against right's good, not against left. So it looks like against right-handed players we're going to be playing more of Hayward. But the biggest thing that Hayward excels in, that you'd want to play him in, is fielding and his arm strength. And he's got that big arm over in uh, anywhere out in the outfield. Everyday player, looking pretty good there. And we have him for 7 years before he goes in there, and that is a lot of money. The 27, we might look, if we're still the coach here in 3 years, we might look at possibly moving him to something else. But there is our roster, and let's go into pitching rotation. Arrieta, Lester, Hendricks, Lackey, and Anderson. Over in the bullpen, Montgomery, Mills, and Zazzarini is going to be the long. Uh, Relief, mid-relief, Strope, Edwards, Graham, Buchanan. Set up between Rondon and Yahura. And this all looks good with some extra guys here. Now, one thing we're also going to look at is training. And for right now, for some reason, the default is no one is training outright. It's kind of weird. One thing we're going to do is we're going to look at some of our younger guys and getting them up to speed as starters. And also, I'm doing this mainly because there's so many pitchers, and then we'll go back through to see who we actually want to train for specific things on pitching. Okay, starting wise, we got arm strength, arm accuracy. I think we stay there, that's fine. With Lester, I want you to do more towards pitching coach session. Lackey, you definitely need more towards the velocity department. Hendricks, definitely a bullpen session. And Anderson, it needs physical conditioning if he's going to last through any games. Same thing with you're going to be more towards clutch. Rob, though, is looking good here, but he needs to work on the pitching coach sessions. Going down, there's not any big guys I'm worried about there. Now in the bullpen. Over here, let's work on pitching coach sessions. Yeah, you need pitching coach sessions. Strope is going to be more towards combination tossed. Grimm is going to be bullpen sessions. Edwards, same thing, pitching coach. Now Monty's going to be groomed for physical conditioning and see if we can get him up. How about him? Here. Get pitching coach up. But you're see overall. I'll let you deal with that on Pena now. Pena's a B. We can definitely see him in a pitching coach status. He's 26. We'll let that go. 26. As we're looking down, we're fine there. Okay, now closing. We definitely need you. Pitching coach session and get those walk down. So catcher. So what we're going to start with is Contreras is going to do more towards probably defense. Fielding drills. Montero is going to be more towards some batting cages. Montero might see some hitting issues out there. Caratini, he's 23 years old. I think he needs to have some fielding drills there. Other than that, go to the next position. Rizzo. I think Rizzo's issue is more so vision. Actually, good combination toss out there. Davis. Davis probably needs more contact. And those guys I'm not worried about. So it's second base. Zobrist. I'm going to need more towards speed. Baez, though, is going to be groomed to be the guy up there. Because look at his connection against left-handed hitters, and that's big. But I think his discipline and vision need to be put up there. And with Hap, we're going to worry about more with the connection, batting cages. Other than that, we're good there. Chris Bryant, yeah, we'll keep him on that. Still agree with that. Okay, shortstop, Addison Russell. This is going to be more towards sprints. We need some speed out there. Russell will be the guy that eventually plays up in our lineup possibly. But as of the rest of these guys, they're not really important. Okay, Schwarber. Schwarber needs some arm strength. Matt Shazar is going to be more towards connecting. Eloy Jimenez needs some plate discipline. Actually, you need some connection. And that's what we're going to go with that. Jonathan J. He's what? 32. I think we go towards Amora and his batting cages. DJ Wilson. Get his connection up. Go from there. Jason Hayward. Good fielding. Good discipline. We need weight room. Mark here. He's in AAA. Get his connection. Martinez just has some issues at the plate with discipline. And then that will be it for the training that we'll end up doing. Disabled list, pitching rotation. Okay, lineups. So against right-handed batters, Jay is better against left-handed batters. So this is going to be Amora. Amora's better. Amora's going to lead off here. And this is with a DH where it's going to be Javier Baez against right-handed pitchers. against left. We can't really hit any right-handed guys. So Baez is going to be here. How fast is Baez? Let's lead off with Hayward, Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Schwarber, Zobrist, Contreras, Addison, Russell. Okay, yeah, that looks good. No DH. Let's go with. You're a lot better. Here. Zobrist is a lot better against left-handers. Baez is also better against left-handers. Montero is better. Let's see. Go with right. Let's do change with John Jay. Let's put out better with discipline. Yeah, he's better with discipline. The no DH right-hander, we're gonna put out. Yeah, we're gonna put out John Jay. B73. Discipline's 48. Yeah, I'd want Hayward there. Schwarber, Zobrist, and Baez can come in. Now against left-handers with a DH. You're against left-handers. We want Baez in there. Lamora's good against left-handers. Who's not? Schwarber's not, but that power though. Against left-handers. Zobrist. How fast is Zobrist? Zobrist 56. So I think right, he's gonna go in. I think we go with this one now. No DH. Baez is better against left-handers. He's gonna play shortstop. Actually, I think Baez is gonna end up playing second base. Zobrist is gonna be out in the outfield. So Zobrist and Baez switch. Baez and Jay switch. Nope. John Jay is good against the left. What's I gonna do now? The field. Zobrist is going to be out in center field. Yeah, Zobrist is going to be in center field. They're going to move. No, that's exactly what I wanted it. The Baez is going to be shortstop. Zobrist is going to be there. Hayward's there. Schwarber. Okay. So, John Jay. And then Zobrist. Contreras. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Russell's going to sit this one out when it's against left-handed until you get that connection up. Okay, so the lineup is good. Scouting, we can't do any of that stuff now. Good there, we're good there. Rejected. Trade block, manual. So we might update and put some players on the trade block. Biggest thing being players we know we can't keep. We set up Davis, Hero, keep him, keep Rizzo obviously, keep those guys, keep them, keep them. John Jay is a big piece of this right now. So we will wait to see how spring training goes and the rest of it too. Sponsorships, we have no sponsorships right now. I'll have to see and look up these whole things. With that, our budget, 562 a week. The biggest thing here is future budget. So some things are going to go up a lot. 2018, who's free agent? The Rollins. Dushing is probably going to not be a big player here. Jonathan J. Montero, who's 33. Now that's something to be intrigued about. Well, 32. Anderson, Lackey. We're going to try to keep Wade Davis. So we might look at possible closers in the future. Starting pitchers, we're going to put how old is he? 25. We're going to keep him. We keep Ahura. Duenzing. How'd he pitch last year? Baltimore didn't play all that much. That's right, he was hurt. Let's put him on there. Pena. We're going to keep Montero. But after that, we have no prospects in the backfield there. Hap, Weeks. Really, grand scheme of things, we have a lot of second basemen. Okay, so he's good. Costello is probably going to be up in the majors hitting because he needs some work. Still is a better bat. I'm looking at potentials that are ones that I could do without. Eloy Jimenez will be a guy that we definitely probably rely on. Okay, this is the one that has DJ Wilson. Now, DJ Wilson's a good player, might come in, but really, John Jay is a very good hitter. Okay, this one had the two B's. You're 22, you're 24. Might keep that and just go with just that right now. This final year, league-wise, not worried about this. Top prospects. Let's look at it. Here's Ian Happ. He's a AAA. We might end up calling him up at some point. Eloy Jimenez as well. He's down at the Smokies. He's a guy that we'll really have to pay attention to. And this is new to me. Even I don't pay attention to a lot of guys in the AAA. All I know is about Happ because he's in a lot of news this year. But all the other guys, I don't really know. I mean, I'm getting back into baseball again. I'm not able to watch the Cubs as much as I want to. And so it's going to be one of those things that it's going to be a learning experience. Here's our goals. Win 10 consecutive games, 20 consecutive series. 20 games in a month, 95 in a season, best record in the majors. Postseason, win wild card, division, league, World Series, go undefeated in the postseason. Game stats, look at that. League leaders, and that will be that. Status, average, okay, we're gonna have to go through that. And right now we can't look at the scouting. Coaches, can we look at the coaches? Thought we could. No. That's morale. Thought we could. Maybe not right now. Maybe it's supposed to be in here. Here. Coaches. So obviously Joe Mann, we're going to keep him. Okay. Pitching coach. This has to be fixed. Like, look at this. Farm director is alright. Third base coach needs to be fixed. Yeah, but especially we need to fix the pitching coach. We're going to fire him. No, we're not. Oh, 2 years. We'll just go with the pitching staff right now. Oh, I can't sign him until the end. But we'll definitely re-sign him. Managers for hire. Coaches. Okay, cool. So it is done in here. Scouts, same thing. So good with pitchers. Good with position players. Not good with discovery, though. See. I don't have anyone that was really high on that. East. Oliver West. I can use someone that's good with Central. We are in a Central. Pitchers, position players. Good efficiency, but not good discovery. Those guys could be good at discovering players. West. I'm really fine with the scouts we have right now. I think. I mean, this guy is so good, though. That would give me 2 in the East. And almost double everything. We're going to say yes. We're going to hire him. Just because I'd like to have 2 in the East, 2 in the West. This guy isn't very efficient. So let's get one in the Central. Watson isn't good at that whole thing. I wonder if they can get better over time. One of the Central here is decent. Not good with discovery, but good at scouting. Do you need one like the West one? There's 2 in the East. This guy's just be good with pitchers. Position. This guy will be able to do anything in the Central. But yeah, so let's sign him. This is where our scouts will be. This guy's entire purpose will be for pitchers. But the thing is, I'm fine with. Discovery. Big thing. He can. Yeah, I guess from the grand scheme of things, the top and the bottom are good with position players. The middle two, especially Homer Gonzalez, can do both, and Fritz will be just all about pitchers, which makes sense. Now, are these considered our ace positions? I think they are. Do I want Lackey to start in front of Hendricks? I think I'm going to be moving around some rotation anyway. Bit. But this has gone on for a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. We're just looking at everything here. And so I'm going to look at turn the critical situations on. Here's a calendar. And we will start the season. I'm going to do some simple sims, see how the roster is. Might play a couple games, and then from there we will go into what is the beginning of the season in May, and we will probably definitely play that series. It's a big series against the division rival Cardinals. There's a big rivalry there, and so some series that are big like that, those ones, if we have a close division race, I'll go ahead and record the entire series, and then from there it'll be cut up. We'll do like a play-by-play like I do in my Madden videos. And so it'll be kind of a mix of playing games, not playing games, certain things like that. But I will see you guys next time. Go ahead, comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what I can do here, the Sim series. We're really just exploring the features of this game because this is the first MLB game I've played since probably 2012, so it's been 4 or 5 years. So I'll see you guys next time. Later.